Hello and welcome to this Planner Masterclass. This is section 2 and we're going to be having a look at reporting. So we're here in our same example SPN file, looking at it through the Windows Planner application. And we were talking about views in the last session, and views are going to be important again in this session, as in fact they are in most advanced parts of Planner operation. So we're thinking about reporting, and we're thinking about it predominantly from the aspect of somebody who just uses Planner, perhaps Planner and Community Edition as the free packages. I'll make reference at times to the things that you can do in the main application, which go beyond this, but we're talking about what you can get away with for free here. So we've been collecting all this data up and storing it and monitoring it, updating it, etc. We'd like to get it out and use it in some reports. And we've got a great facility for doing that. You've got two different approaches to it. You can either do a standard print of the content, or you can do a sort of customized report. So let's have a look at the standard one first. So we've got print options here. This allows you to choose what content from the planner file is going to be sent out into the print, and how that's all going to be laid out. So we can put our chosen image on it. It always comes with a Project in a Box logo, but you can put your own logo on it as well. You can either choose to just send the current view that you're looking at, or you can choose to send other things. So here we've got Gantt chart, task list. You'll get a separate page for each of those. Then we get a risk summary, which is the normal table view, and a risk list on one page. It might go on to two depending on how many risks you've got, and then a separate page if you wanted of risk responses. Then we've got issue summary and issue list, again on one page but may go over, and an issue response list, again a separate page. Then we've got calendar and milestones views. Some formatting type things down here as well, and portrait or landscape, margins, all the normal sort of things. So I've set up what I want to include there, and it's going to run on whatever is currently selected for me. So if I've got any views applying, they're going to be reflected into the content that gets sent to the report. So let's do print preview. I could print directly to my printer. I can print preview, which will generate me essentially a PDF of the document. So it's just going through and doing that here. So we switched everything on, so we're going to get a reasonable number of pages, and here we are. Here's our Gantt chart timeline. You'll see I've got the standard Project in a Box logo, which is always there, plus the other image that I added myself. And let's go through the pages. The next page is a task list with the columns and everything. Obviously everything's set out as it is in the view. We've then got the risk summary and list, and that's gone slightly over onto 2 pages. Then we've got the issues summary and list, and then we've got risk and issue responses showing, and then I've got my calendar view and my milestone timeline. So it's produced all of those things and dropped them into a document for me. If I'm doing a standard sort of export or report for the project, I'm going to get all of those things in one place, and that's really helpful. And like I say, it'll respond to the particular view you're using. So if I come back to my plan and change that to overdue tasks like that, and let's just demonstrate that these are the bits work by coming back to here and just doing print current view like that, and then I'll do my print preview. This time I should just get 2 pages. I should get my page 1, which is my view filtered Gantt chart, and then my view filtered list. And that's all I've got, those 2 pages. So whatever you've got set up in Planner and you chuck it out, that's what you'll get in your output print or report document. And like I say, if you just want a standard thing knocked off quickly, that's your man. That'll work for you, no trouble. If you want to do something a little bit more sophisticated and produce a report with a number of different views in, so you might have a default timeline, you might then have overdue tasks, you might have tasks for next week, a typical sort of highlight report type approach, then you can grab the bits of content that you want separately. So here's my blank Word report, and I want to put in it a couple of things. So I want to go and have an overall timeline, but before we do that, we'll just grab our overdue task list. Of course, as an overdue task list, I might just be interested in the list rather than the summary sort of Gantt chart view of it. So let's grab that first. Here's my task list image. I can get it as the task list as an image or as a table structure to drop into, for example, Excel. But let's go for an image here first, and we'll just put that in somewhere down our file like that. If I do want this to go with it, the Gantt image to go with it, I can copy that, of course, from here, Gantt as an image to clipboard, and we can put that in above it. The advantage of this is they're sized so that they look nice next to each other. If you scale one, you'll scale the other, and you can fit it into the space that you want. And we might put some words around it about overdue, etc., you know, and write our commentary. We might then want our summary at the top, so we might go and pick a different view here. So I might want the full thing as a default, or I might just want milestones and summaries only. Slightly different view, and again we'll copy that here, and we'll drop that in. So we've got two different views. Now if we do this in the main application, you can set up a report template that does this, and it can get you as many different views of the plan and risk and issue information as you want. So you can have a summary plan, you can have a list of overdue tasks, you can have tasks starting next month, like I say, in a typical highlight sort of way, and then you can have significant risks or all new issues added this month, things like that, and it will do all that automatically for you. Here we're mimicking the same thing, but we've got to do it manually. But hey, it's free, so you know, that's not the end of the world, is it? So same thing applies here. If I want my risk things, I might want my risk list, so let's grab the risk list as an image, and we'll drop that in further down our document like that. Of course, let's wait for the OK first, and then we'll put that in like that. So there's my risk list. Now for my risk charts, my default one is this. I right click and I get my risk summary, but actually I'm more inclined to use this one, and again I can copy to clipboard on any of these images in here and include those in instead. So there's my risk summary, and actually I quite often like the stats block as well, and again I can copy that and drop that in. Like I say, in a system report you can bring all of that lot together, but this is just giving you the building blocks for you to, you know, assemble your own report. And if you've templated this report and you're changing your commentaries and dropping the new images in, it's not going to take you actually that long to do. But you can, you know, from Planner. It's not designed to be holding you in and stopping you doing things. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. It's enabling you to go out and do whatever you want to with the data that you've been collecting. It's an open format. You can take that data and do with it as you want. So that's some sort of masterclass materials on using the data you've been assembling within your Planner file to go away and do some interesting reporting. I hope you found that helpful. If you've got any further questions on this or any other topics, just give us a ring or drop us an email and we'll be delighted to help. Thank you very much.